In 2026, love is louder than ever, yet somehow more fragile than it has ever been. Everyone is talking. Everyone is posting. Everyone is performing connection for the world to see. But very few are actually building it. People share their relationships online, but struggle to sustain them in real life. They crave intimacy, yet fear vulnerability. They want love, but lack the patience to grow it. Everyone wants attention. Few are building character. Everyone wants to be chosen. Almost no one is learning how to choose wisely. And that is why relationships today feel exhausting. Why loyalty feels rare. Why emotional peace feels temporary. We live in a time where love is rushed. Emotions are amplified. And silence is misunderstood. A time where people fall fast, but fall apart even faster. Where feelings are followed, but values are forgotten. Where connection is mistaken for attachment, and attachment is mistaken for love. And yet, deep down, many people feel the same quiet frustration. They are tired of chaos, tired of emotional games, tired of confusion disguised as passion. They don't want drama. They don't want uncertainty. They don't want to constantly question where they stand. They want something rare, something steady, something grounded, something real. If you feel that way, if you are tired of emotional noise, if you are tired of relationships that drain instead of build, if you are searching for a deeper, calmer kind of connection, then this message is for you. Because Stoic love is not weakness. It is not coldness. It is not emotional distance. Stoic love is strength under control. It is the ability to feel deeply without losing yourself, to care deeply without becoming dependent, to love fully without surrendering your identity. And in 2026, control is rare. Discipline is rare. Emotional stability is rare. Calm masculinity is rare. Which is exactly why it is powerful. Because when the world is loud, the calm man stands out. When emotions run wild, the grounded man becomes the anchor. And when love becomes chaotic, the Stoic becomes unforgettable. 1. Discipline your emotions. Love does not mean emotional chaos. It does not mean reacting to every feeling. It does not mean saying everything you think. It does not mean letting emotions drive your decisions. Yet in today's world, this is exactly how most people love. They react instantly. They speak before they think. They explode when triggered. They shut down when uncomfortable. They confuse emotion with honesty, and honesty with emotional release. But Stoic love is different. Stoic love is emotional discipline, not emotional suppression, not emotional coldness, but emotional command. It means you allow yourself to feel, without allowing your feelings to control you. It means you feel deeply, but you do not react blindly. You pause before you speak. You choose your response. And that pause, that moment of stillness before reaction, that is where power lives. Because most people never pause. They react. They lash out. They withdraw. They say things they can't take back. And then they wonder why their relationships collapse. Emotional control is not weakness. A man who cannot control his anger cannot create peace. A man who cannot manage jealousy cannot create trust. A man who cannot sit with discomfort will always run from intimacy. Because intimacy requires emotional stability. It requires the ability to sit with tension, to hear uncomfortable truths, to face disagreement without turning it into conflict. And that's where most people fail. They think love is about expressing everything they feel. But expression without control is not honesty. It's emotional dumping. Stoicism teaches something far more powerful. You acknowledge the emotion. You understand it. You choose how to act on it. That choice is strength. Why emotional control is attractive. Here's a truth few people say out loud. Emotional control is deeply attractive. Not loud confidence. Not dominance. Not bravado. But calm certainty. When you are steady, people feel safe around you. When you are grounded, people relax. When you are composed, people trust you. Because safety is the foundation of connection. A person who explodes emotionally forces others to walk on eggshells. A person who is unpredictable creates anxiety, not attraction. But a man who stays calm under pressure, who listens before responding, who does not lose control when challenged, that man becomes an anchor. And people are drawn to anchors in a storm. The difference between reaction and response. Most people react. They react to tone. They react to words. They react to insecurity. They react to fear. A Stoic response. Reaction is instinct. Response is choice. Reaction is emotional. Response is intentional. Reaction gives power away. Response keeps power within. Before you speak, before you defend yourself, before you raise your voice, ask yourself, am I reacting or responding? Am I seeking peace or control? Am I listening or just waiting to talk? These questions change everything. Because once you start responding instead of reacting, your entire presence shifts. You stop chasing validation. You stop needing to be right. You stop needing to win every moment. And in doing so, you become someone others respect. Self-mastery is not suppression. This is important. Self-mastery is not pretending you don't feel. It's not burying emotions. It's not becoming cold or distant. Self-mastery is direction. It is choosing where your emotions go. It is deciding how much power they have. It is refusing to let temporary feelings destroy long-term connection. Because without self-mastery, love becomes unstable. Arguments escalate. Trust erodes. Respect fades. And eventually, connection collapses under pressure. But with self-mastery, love becomes calm. Communication becomes clear. Conflict becomes manageable. And connection becomes deep. The Stoic truth about love. Love is not proven by intensity. It is proven by consistency. It is proven by restraint, by patience, by emotional maturity. Anyone can love when things are easy. Few can love when emotions run high. That is why emotional discipline is rare. And that is why it is powerful. 2. Stop chasing, start building. In 2026, chasing is weak. Not because desire is wrong, but because desperation is loud. Chasing carries a message most people don't realize they're sending. It says, I need you to complete me. I need your attention to feel whole. I need your validation to feel valuable. And need, no matter how well hidden, is always felt. Stoic men understand this. They know that attraction cannot be chased. Respect cannot be demanded. And connection cannot be forced. Because anything you have to chase is already running from you. The difference between chasing and building. Chasing says, notice me. Choose me. Don't leave. Building says, I am solid. I am growing. You are welcome here, but I am complete without you. Chasing is reactive. Building is intentional. Chasing drains energy. Building creates gravity. Stoic men do not beg for attention. They do not over-explain. They do not compete for affection. They let their life speak. They let their discipline speak. Their consistency speak. Their direction speak. Because when a man is grounded, attention comes to him naturally. Not because he seeks it, but because stability is rare. What Stoic men build? Stoic men build their foundation before they seek connection. They build their health because strength supports clarity. Their mission because purpose creates direction. Their craft because competence builds confidence. Their discipline because habits shape destiny. Their integrity because character is everything. They don't wake up chasing validation. They wake up with intention. And when a man lives this way, love no longer feels like survival. It becomes a choice to share, a choice to connect, a choice to grow together. Not a need, not a dependency, not an escape. Why chasing destroys attraction? Here's a hard truth. Chasing puts pressure on people. Pressure kills attraction. It creates imbalance. One person invests, the other pulls away. One person hopes, the other hesitates. And slowly respect fades. But when you stop chasing, when you focus on becoming grounded, disciplined, and whole, something changes. You become calm. You become centered. You become selective. And suddenly people lean in. Not because you demanded attention, but because you no longer needed it. Becoming the man love follows. You don't become better at love by studying relationships. You become better at love by becoming better. Physically disciplined, because energy matters. Mentally calm, because clarity attracts. Emotionally steady, because stability creates trust. Purpose-driven, because direction is magnetic. When your life has structure, love finds its place naturally. It no longer feels like something you must secure. It feels like something you allow. The Stoic truth: love is not something you hunt. It is something you attract. By who you become when no one is watching. When your life has direction. Love becomes a compliment, not a crutch. And when love is a compliment, it no longer controls you. It enhances you. 3. Love without attachment. This is where most people fail. Not because they don't care, but because they care from fear. They confuse love with possession. They confuse attachment with loyalty. They confuse fear of loss with commitment. They hold tighter when they should trust. They cling when they should stand firm. They control when they should allow freedom. And slowly, love turns into anxiety. But Stoicism teaches something radical. Something few people are brave enough to practice. Love fully, but accept loss calmly. That sentence alone changes everything. Because most people love with fear. Stoic love is fearless. The difference between love and attachment. Attachment says, I need you. I can't lose you. My peace depends on you. Love says, I choose you. I respect you. I am whole with or without you. Attachment is rooted in insecurity. Love is rooted in strength. Attachment clings. Love allows. Attachment demands certainty. Love accepts uncertainty. And the paradox is this. The more you cling to someone, the more they feel the need to pull away. But the moment you release control, the connection either deepens or reveals its truth. And either outcome is clarity. Why Stoic love is different. Stoic love does not try to own people. It does not manipulate. It does not guilt. It does not pressure. It shows up with honesty, loyalty, presence, not obsession, not fear, not emotional dependency. The Stoic understands something powerful. You can give your best and still accept that someone may choose differently. And if they do, you let them go with dignity. No begging, no bitterness, no revenge, no emotional collapse. Because your worth is not measured by someone else's decision. The strength in letting go. Most people think letting go is weakness. It's not. Letting go takes strength. It takes confidence to say, I gave my best. I acted with integrity. I can walk away with my self-respect intact. Clinging is easy. Anyone can cling. But standing firm in your values, even when it hurts, that is strength. That is emotional maturity. That is Stoic power. Why attachment destroys love. Attachment creates fear. Fear creates control. Control destroys connection. You start watching behavior, overanalyzing tone, reading into silence. You lose presence. You lose peace. You lose yourself. But when you love without attachment, something powerful happens. You become calm. You become grounded. You become free. And freedom is attractive. Not because it tries to impress, but because it is real. The Stoic standard of love. Stoic love is not cold. It is not distant. It is not detached from feeling. It is deeply human. But it is also disciplined. It says, I will love you fully. I will treat you with respect. I will show up with honesty. And if you choose to walk away, I will not lose myself in the process. That is strength. That is emotional independence. That is love without fear. The final truth. Your peace is not dependent on another person's choice. Your worth is not determined by who stays. Your value is not measured by who leaves. You can love deeply and still remain whole. You can give your heart without losing your center. That is power. That is emotional strength. That is Stoic love.